Micro offers are these tiny little power-packed, bite-sized options to work with you as a coach, practitioner in some way. And so today's episode, I'm going to talk about how micro offers could benefit your coaching business and also what a VIP day looks like with me, which is one of my micro offers. Hey, I'm Amanda, and welcome to the Best Damn Coach podcast, where I will teach you how to coach yourself, how to coach your clients, and how to run your coaching business. The number one goal of this show, though, is to help you be the best damn coach you can be so your clients go out and tell the world about you. So, let's do the damn thing. Welcome to this week's episode. Amazing coaches, practitioners, service providers, however you identify, you are here leading your people. And in today's episode, I am going to talk about what a VIP day looks like from my perspective, but more importantly, the power of micro offers in your business. So the VIP day for me is what I would consider a micro offer. And so I was inclined to just talk about how micro offers can be so impactful for your business and use my VIP day as an example. As you listen to this episode, you might be inclined to want to book a VIP day with me, which would be super fun. And if that is you, then I would love for you to just schedule a time to chat, because I do want to make sure that I can serve you of the highest capacity. And so you can head on over to amanda-walker.com/let's chat, LETSCHAT, all one word, lowercase. That just gives you access to my calendar so you can hop on a quick call and I can learn more about you and what you want to do and get accomplished inside the VIP day to help you create amazing results. I was first introduced to this notion of a VIP day actually when I hired my first copywriter. I was at a place where I had a lot of copy to be written. I needed some support on some big projects we were working on, and a mentor connected me with the most amazing copywriter, Melissa Casera. She's actually been a guest on the show. And the funny of it is, when I first started listening to podcasts back in the day, when I was just starting my business, I heard her on Amy Porterfield's podcast, and I fell in love with her. And here we are, full circle. She becomes a copywriter for our business. And I loved this day because we met. She got to know me. I got to know her. We talked about the work that needed done. She asked all these amazing questions, and then she would go off and do all the writing. And at the end of the day, she sent me all of this copy that she had created. And I love being a recipient of that VIP day, but then it made me think about how could I replicate this inside of my own business? And would it even be impactful, or would it be beneficial? And so I started brainstorming, right? How or why would I do this in my business? And so that's what I want to share with you today is put the cap on for yourself as I share these things and just kind of see and ask yourself questions. My goal is that this episode inspires you to take action forward if micro offers feel aligned for you, and to also just stay in your own lane if they don't, like all things. I do believe that no matter where you're at, though, this might be just a great thing to think about for your business and possibly help catalyze you to next layers of purchasing or next layers of offers that might exist. So first off, let's define what a micro offer is. To me, this is a bite-size version of your larger containers that exist as far as coaching or group programs. And bite-size in time, or bite-size in money investment, or it could be in both. And why could these specifically benefit you from my perspective? Well, I want you to get inside the mind and the body of your ideal client first off. Your ideal client is new to you potentially. They've been probably watching you. You're trying to build trust with them through some sort of communication platform, right? Whether it's social media or a podcast or YouTube channel or a blog, whatever the case is. So they're following you because you've got something that they're interested in, whether that's content or not. And if you think about you purchasing something in your world, right? If you're buying a new car, like a bite-sized offer is you get to drive it off the lot, right? You get to go test drive it. So you get to say, like, does this seat feel cozy? Do I like the way it drives? Like, are all of the buttons and everything in the right place for me so that it feels like a super aligned fit? And that's how I look at a micro offer. This allows your client to do something similar. If they're unsure of if they're ready to commit at a larger level, or maybe they've never invested in some sort of service like what you have to offer. This allows them to establish a deeper layer of trust and rapport with you so that they can make a decision to continue to work with you. And my hope is you over deliver the heck out of it and they just see your genius and see what can happen inside of this, that they actually are going to want more, maybe more of the same, more of that micro offer. I find my clients book multiple VIP days over time, or they'll just say, hey, can I book out one a quarter moving forward? And especially I find that with VIP days for me specifically is I've worked with clients in a longer term capacity, and they don't necessarily want the long term commitment, but they like these little short, potent doses of coaching. And then that sets them off until they know, okay, I'm going to see Amanda again in a quarter. And then they begin to focus kind of their attention around that. So some examples of a micro offer, there's a range, right? This could be like I host my workshops currently, all the workshops I host for $7. This is a micro offer. So I get really specific on one pain point that I know my ideal client struggles with. And then I deliver a ton of value for that $7. The goal then from that $7 is to invite the people that attend that micro offer to a next level. Could be an example of a consult call where you charge $99 for a consult call and you do all this work, help some troubleshoot some things, and then you move on and offer the next layer. This could be a community, a membership, and then you invite them to the next layer. Or for me, it's a VIP day and I invite them potentially to either more VIP days and or a longer bit of coaching, depending upon who the person is and what their needs are. So how do we frame the micro offers to figure out, like, how could I do this in my business? So some things that I would ask myself are this: how can I chunk down and solve a very specific problem for my audience? So let's just say you are a nutrition coach. Instead of covering all aspects of nutrition, one area I know that people struggle with in nutrition is meal planning. So maybe you decide to do a $49 workshop and open it up to the group, and you teach meal planning strategies. And then the offer after that is for them to continue in your one-to-one or group program. You could also chunk down to a very specific problem and cover it in a one-to-one experience. Or you could also chunk down your time, right? And give them, instead of offering just only 6 months of coaching, you could do 30 days of coaching and get a feel for what that is. And all of these micro offers, you can make the decision if they're most suited for a one-to-one experience or for a group. And what you want to think about is that as you're preparing and thinking about how this micro offer could go, and what I would encourage you before I even talk about the next step is just become a scientist of this. See how it works. See how it converts. Ask questions. And you don't have to recreate from scratch every time. So if this works and you're like, I kind of like this, it's fun, there was a lot of value added, start to then rinse and repeat and collect data on that offer. Are people converting? For every 10 times you deliver, are people moving on to the next level with you? And this is the important thing to track things in your business consistently so we can take the emotion out and make decisions around our business based on data and metrics. Otherwise, it clouds our judgment. We tell ourselves something's horrible and not working, and it actually is. We're judging it off feeling rather than the actual metrics that happen. And I mean, this is a whole separate conversation. I see this happening over and over, and myself super guilty of this. And that's why 2023 for me, I'm even up-leveling my tracking so much more because I really want to become a better scientist of my business specifically. So as you're considering what this micro offer could look like, then I want you just to remember that the important part of this is make sure that there is a next step for them to take and be ready to have that conversation during that micro offer experience. So if you're going to deliver 4 coaching sessions in a group coaching experience, make sure to plant the seeds of what's coming and make sure that you create the space on that 3rd or 4th session to really pitch the next step. If it's going to be a 90-minute session that you have with someone, be sure that you have something, whether that's a rinse and repeat of the same thing, or it's moving on to a one-to-one coaching experience. Make sure you create the space to prioritize that. I find that so many clients actually avoid this sometimes on purpose because they're uncomfortable about just having the money conversation. So they'll deliver on these like amazing experiences and then never have asked the client to continue with them. This client is already warm. They've already said, here's my money. I really trust you and I want you to serve me. That client is so much more likely to continue on the journey with you than a cold lead. So we spend so much time trying to look for new clients when we typically have a plethora of warm leads sitting right in front of us that are ready to invest. But if they don't know they can invest with you, then how are they going to continue on with you? So I really want you to practice, and you could even practice this in front of the mirror or practice this like by speaking into the audio of your phone or talking to your spouse or a friend, and just be prepared to know what and offer what the next best step is with your client so they too can have the opportunity. It's like if you have like the answer to solve their problems, then why would you withhold that from them? Why wouldn't you offer them a next step to continue with you? So those are micro offers in a nutshell. I want to share more about what my VIP day looks like. It may inspire you to really pull in pieces of this to your own micro offer. And of course, I would love to support you on a VIP day as well. So again, to connect with me and just learn more about that, you can head on over to amanda-walker.com/let's chat. I'll put that link in the show notes too, so you can find it easily. And if you head on over to my Instagram bio, there is in the link there is a place to just have direct access to my calendar. So VIP days for me are super fun. I do them virtually or in person, depending on what the client's needs are and desires. I will fly to you if we can lock in and the investment, all of that is agreed upon. Most often, these are done virtually because one thing that clients I've noticed love to do is actually record the bits and pieces. And so they have that if they want to come back to it. But we essentially start in the morning and go to town. I do a lot of pre-work, including intakes form and follow-up questions, etc. So I know exactly what you want out of the day. This is the most important part for me in VIP days is this isn't 6 hours of randomness. This is, let me find out what you really want to walk away with. And I help pull the magic out of you during this time. So we brainstorm, I ask you questions. The idea here is to take action in the moment. And as we're taking action, I literally coach you through the limiting beliefs that are stopping you or hindering you from moving forward. And that's where the goodness really comes. We work on it and then we start to do the thing and you're like, oh, I have fear, I have resistance. So then we can vet those out so that once the VIP day is over, you just feel like this very clear path in front of you and you know exactly what to do. So it's laser focused coaching and action in one day. So some examples of things that we've done, but of course are not limited to, is I've worked with brand new business owners. This is a great way to just have a high potent dose of a kickstart. So we literally design their entire business model in one day. I show them where to go to establish an LLC, insurance, all that stuff, to the creation of their offers, to possibly messaging and understanding their ideal clients. We've designed freebies and entire sales funnels towards the freebies. If you're stuck in your offers and how to develop your offering suite, those are things we can do. Maybe you have an entire vision for a course or a coaching program and you're really not sure where to start. Guys, I was the teacher for 10 years. This is like my favorite thing to help someone reverse engineer the pathway to their success because I can see the points along the way that sometimes we just can't see on our own. Literally, the time is yours, and I do all the prep work to assure that you walk away with the exact outcomes that you have come into the day desiring. We have a lot of fun. We take some breaks. We eat all the snacks. We drink all the drinks. We have a lunch break. I throw in some surprises. We move our energy along. And again, it's just a really fun way to work with me and to do a lot of work in one day and create a clear path of action for your next steps. So again, if you are interested in chatting more about a VIP day, you can head on over to my website, amanda-walker.com. And if you just go ahead and go /let's chat, all lowercase LETSCHAT, that takes you right to my calendar. But if you land on my website, just go to the work with me button. And if you scroll down, there's direct access to the calendar and you can set up a time and we can chat more about that. So I hope this episode inspires you to think about the power of what micro offers can do in your business and begin to try it out. And if I can support you along the way, or you have any questions about this episode, please do not hesitate to reach out. This is the work we do also inside the BDC community. We really think about and assess, are our offers working? How can we begin to find ways to convert clients who maybe aren't ready for a next level to a beginning level that gives them the opportunity to see what we're about, what we're capable of, and what freaking awesome coaches we are. So until next week, cheers. Have an amazing week. Go coach them up. And if I can support you, please don't hesitate to reach out. One of the most important things you will ever do as a coach is ask questions. So I've put together a simple go-to resource that you can have in your back pocket as a coach of 10 powerful questions I believe every coach should know. So go ahead and head on over to amanda-walker.com/questions to grab yours now.